Mengit, take a minute each, or 2 minutes at least.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this chance. First, Honorable Speaker, let me thank the Ministry for Environment for expediting this process of the degazettement on land exchange programs. Also, Honorable Speaker, I would like to thank the Petitions Committee for bringing forth and also visiting the sites in Chepkumia. One of the areas that is affected, Honorable Speaker, on this land exchange program is Chepkumia in Mgwen constituency in Nandi County. Honorable Speaker, this has been long overdue. Since these people have been out there, Honorable Speaker, for the last almost 30 years, they have not gotten their rightful title deeds, and they also live in inhabitable areas, Honorable Speaker. This comes at the right time, Honorable Speaker, so that these people can be resettled on time and be given their rightful rights, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in Chepkumia land exchange program, we remember the people of Ngerek, we have the people of Koibem, and there are also other territories, Honorable Speaker, for Kiptuya in Kapkangani. Honorable Speaker, I will still come to you on the same because they are also submitting their petitions, which will be coming to this House very soon. I would also want to add for the areas of Kobujoy, which they have public offices, which also requires your attention, Honorable Speaker, so that we can have this land exchange program solved and settled once and for all. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I also thank you for the effort that you've put in place, having visited your office a number of times. Thank you, and I know the people of Mgwen will enjoy their rightful title deeds and ownership of the land. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I submit.
Yes, that is who? Kitayama, Marwa, sikuone vizuri. 2 minutes.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, nichukue nafasi hii kushukuru na vile vile kushukuru serikali kwa hatua ambayo wamechukua. Lakini Mheshimiwa Spika, inashangaza sana na inasikitisha sana kwamba wakati ambapo tunafanya jambo zuri kwa upande fulani wa nchi na pande nyingine ya nchi kuna shida. Mheshimiwa Spika, sehemu ya Makalda, wakati ambapo walileta petition katika kamati hii ya Petitions Committee, wakati tunaendelea kuangalia mambo hayo ya forest ambayo ilikuwa gazetted kinyume cha sheria. Mheshimiwa Spika, hata kabla hatujaenda hatua, usiku wa manane wizara hiyo iliweza kufanya gazettement na kuweza kutuweka sisi katika njia panda. Watu wa Makalda na wao wanalilia haki kwamba wakati ambapo wazungu wameondoka wameenda wale walikuwa Makalda mines, eneo lao lote limegeuzwa limekuwa ni forest kinyume cha sheria, Mheshimiwa Spika, na jambo hilo liko katika mbele ya kamati ya petitions. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi naona hapa kuna unyanyasaji unaoendelea kwamba wanapeana kwa mkono huu.
Order Kitayama. Order. Kama hilo jambo liko mbele ya kamati ya petitions, sio hukubaliwi na standing orders kulidiscuss hizi. You are anticipating debate.
Mheshimiwa Spika, na wao walijua hivyo, lakini wakaendelea tu wakavunja sheria hivyo.
You will say all those good things you are saying when the petition report is filed and open to debate.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
Nashukuru sana. Mama Dagala.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this time, and also I want to thank members for congratulating me having been elected as the Vice Chair, CPA Africa. Mr. Speaker, I also want to echo on the petition that is going on about the gazettement of and ensuring the people of Shiru, Shaviringa, the people who migrated from Mbale, who paved the way for the county headquarters to be constructed, and the people of Vokoli, who are moved to those sides of Shaviringa. I want to thank the ministry for bringing in this petition timely. As you can even remember over the weekend, Mr. Speaker, there is somebody who has been in the mortuary for over 6 years just because of land issues. And land issues are very emotive. We have struggled with the leadership of Vihiga County to ensure our people who are settled in Shaviringa and other areas in Nandi to be given title deeds, Mr. Speaker, sir. So I have to thank the ministry for coming up with this petition so that it can be worked on very fast so that our people who are in Nandi, who are in Shaviringa, who are in the other areas, please, Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to say thank you for this, and it should be worked on urgently so that our people can be settled and live a dignified life like other Kenyans. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's good to be back here after the short recess. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Tuesday, November 04, 2025. Reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the years ended 30th June 2025 and certificates therein in respect of 1. Development of school infrastructure in Nyamira County project, credit number KF Loan 853, State Department for Basic Education. 2. East Africa Skills for Transformation and Regional Integration Project, East Strip, IDA Loan, credit number 6334 KE, Ministry of Education, State Department for Technical, Vocational Education and Training. 3. East Africa Skills Transformation and Regional Integration Project, ES Strip Grant, credit number 6334 KE, Kisumu National Polytechnic. 4. Garissa University. 5. GOK UNICEF Education for Young People Program, State Department for Basic Education. 6. Kenya Industry and Entrepreneurship Project, IDA credit number 6268 KE, State Department for Industry. 7. Kenya Institute Policy Research and Analysis, KIPRA. 8. Kenya Jobs and Economic Transformation Project, IDA credit number 7450 KE, Kenya Development Corporation. 9. Kenya Primary Education Equity in Learning Disbursed Linked Indicator Program, credit number 7063 KE, Teacher Service Commission. 10. Kenya Primary Education Equity in Learning Program, grant number D991 KE, Teacher Service Commission. 11. Kenya Primary Education Equity in Learning Project, IDA grant number D991 KE and credit number 7067 KE and grant numbers TFC306 KE and TFC307 KE, State Department for Basic Education. 12. Lake Victoria Water and Sanitation Project, grant number CKE 1093-02M, credit number CKE 109301L, and EAB number F1 number 083890, Serapis number 2011-0619, Lake Victoria South Water Works Development Agency. Number 13, Multinational Lake Victoria Maritime Communications Transport, MLVMCT, Kenya Maritime Authority. 14, National Council for Population and Development. 15, Northern Water Works Development Agency. 16, Promotion of Youth Employment through Scholarships Phase 2, Wings to Fly 4, Project Grant number BMZ number 2018-67399, State Department for Technical Vocational Education and Training. 17, Secondary Education Quality Improvement Project Grant credit number 6138 KE, Teachers Service Commission. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, support to technical vocational education and training for relevant skills development project, TVET project phase 2, ADF loan number 21001500339295, State Department for Technical Vocational and Education and Training. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor. Owen, who is your chair for labor? Yes, Chonga.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Tuesday, 4th November 2025. Report on the Departmental Committee on Labor on approval hearing of Honorable Engineer Michael Toya Kingi for the appointment as a member of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chonga.
Thank you, Speaker. Approval hearing of a member of the appointment for the appointment as a member of the Salaries and Remuneration.
Okay. Takupa. Yes.
Thank you.
Go on, Chonga.
Thank you, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of motion on the following, that taking into consideration the findings of the Departmental Committee on Labor in its report on the approval hearing of a nominee for appointment as a member of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission laid on the table of the House on the Tuesday, 4th November 2025, and pursuant to the provision of Section 7, Subsection 11 of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission Act, Cap 412D, and Section 3 and Section 8 of the Public Appointments Parliamentary Approval Act, Cap 7F, this House approves appointment of Honorable Engineer Michael Toya Kingi as a member of the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Chonga. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Yes, Donya, what is it?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When you said about motions, I was waiting for a response from the motion that we had tabled to your office about the T bonuses, Mr. Speaker. We have not been given any communication.
Can you check with the table office?
No, they are not giving full information. They are saying that you have to permit.
Pardon?
You have to give permission. That's what they said.
The Speaker doesn't give permission, he approves.
Then they don't give correct information, Mr.
Yes.
Speaker. That matter is very oppressive, Mr. Speaker, to our farmers. We are not really feeling well about it. Imagine, Mr. Speaker, when you are not there, they paid farmers 10 shillings. What can you buy with the 10 shillings, Mr. Speaker? You can't even buy a matchbox. 10 shillings, Mr. Speaker, per bonus. Is that okay to the farmers?
Oh.
We've missed to give our farmers equity, respect. We have treated them like second-hand citizens, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Donya.
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Can you see the Speaker in the office tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning?
I've not even said yes. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I will see you tomorrow and welcome back.
Thank you. Honorable members, order. Order. Allow me to acknowledge in the Speaker's gallery Kenya basketball referees officials from Starehe, Nairobi. Thank you. And 2 Sitam schools from Eldoret, Kapseret constituency was engaged. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome you to the House of Parliament. Thank you. Oh, yes, Bashir?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise to raise a matter that is very, very important.
Order. Take your seat. Take your seat. I know I gave you an opportunity. I'll give you when we reach that order. Order, honorable members. Order. Order, Commissioner Macau. Take your seat. Honorable members, I have been requested by the member for Elgeyo Marakwet County, Caroline Ngelechei, to give an opportunity to make a statement about the tragedy that befell their county and the country indeed. She's not available today. She will do so tomorrow at 2:30. But at the earnest, as a house, I think it's important that we show empathy and solidarity with our compatriots who have suffered a terrible tragedy through mudslides and the floods in Elgeyo Marakwet. I've seen in the media that the body count is reached about 30, and we're still counting. So as a responsible house, as we wait for Ngelechei's statement tomorrow, whereafter I'll allow a few of you to send messages of condolences and empathy, it's important that we be upstanding and observe a minute's silence. May the souls of the affected compatriots rest in eternal peace. Thank you. Those who will wish to make a comment on this tomorrow afternoon. Next order. Yeah, order 7. Okay. Bashir, now you can...
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise on a point of order on a matter that is very, very important to this House and the members. The matter concerns the 22 and 10% of the Kera constituency roads that have now been drastically reduced through a letter by the DG Kera on 31st October 2025. Honorable Speaker, Kera roads and CDF are equalizers across the country. And it's unfortunate that both CDF and Kera are under attack from various institutions of this country, despite the fact that both these two funds are so dear and resonate well with the constituents and the locals back home. It's unfortunate that the reductions were almost a whopping 52%, if not more. That itself is too drastic for such kind of reductions. Honorable Speaker, remember, we already have an outstanding amount of 18 million that have not been sent to the constituencies as part of the agreements. As we speak, KWS and the counties have been given their money, but the constituencies have not received the 18 million. I don't know why members of parliament or this house is taken around or is held in contempt. Honorable Speaker, this is a matter that is very, very important. The CS has 10%. If there are gaps to be filled, I think he is able to use the 10% that is under his docket for his reallocations. But trying to readjust, especially downwards, the 22% and 10% of the constituency roads is rather too unfortunate. We expected an upward increase. We decided to let it go and say, let it remain as it is, as we passed on in this house. Now it has been reduced drastically. These are roads that affect the local Mwananchi on the ground. As I said, it's an equalizer. There are certain constituencies that cannot get other funding from other road projects. They only wait for the 22 and 10%. Now that has been reduced. Where do they go? Where do they go to? I think this is a matter that is very, very important, that this House needs to discuss it, and in fact, to do away with all businesses and even some on the CS for roads and transport. we will not be taking this thing lying down, Honorable Speaker. I want to urge the members of this House to flex their muscles for once and tell the executive that is trying to do this that this is not going anywhere, and we're not going to accept it. Enough, as has been said, is enough. We are going towards elections. There are certain roles that have been done. We have commitments from the constituents. In fact, these reductions affect so much such that they've already done procurement in terms of advertisement. Now, you have advertised for works and services, and then you are saying it has been reduced. Honorable Speaker, I want this House to stand tall for the first time and tell whoever has written this circular or this letter that it is not going anywhere and that they must withdraw it, and that the CS himself, no another person, must come here as early as tomorrow morning to answer to the members on this matter. And therefore, I urge this House to suspend all businesses to discuss this matter. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Order. Honorable Bashir, I gave you an opportunity to raise a point of order, not to incite the House. Honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. Order. Kimilu. Order. It's out of order to shout the way you are doing. Honorable members, indeed, the Honorable Bashir saw me in my chambers, and I raised this matter before the House Business Committee. Members who attend the House Business Committee know this. And we directed the Majority Leader, Owen Bayer, who was in attendance, to liaise with the Chair of Roads, the member from Dia, and the Minister of the Ministry, so that we do not engage in haphazard discussions, to bring a comprehensive response to this statement tomorrow at 2:30, whereafter you will be able to enrich whatever will be before the House. And if, as your Speaker, I find that the explanations are inadequate, I'll direct the Speaker, the Minister, to appear here the next day so that he can be able to answer your queries. Owen Bayer, that's what we agreed in the House Business Committee, right?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, yes, we did agree on the same. As matter was raised there, and Honorable Speaker, I'm in touch with the Cabinet Secretary, and he's studying the whole scenario and will give us a statement tomorrow.
GK, and yes, GK.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I have raised the same matter with the Cabinet Secretary and the DG, Kera, and we have agreed to work on a better formula so that our members are satisfied. Now, honorable members, I think if you agree to listen to me, what I'm saying is that we will want to work with a formula that will not disadvantage us. As a member of parliament, I will not be happy with any reduction of the 22 and 10% allocation. And I will support that we get an increment, not a decrease of the amount.
So members, can we deal with this tomorrow? Yes. Okay. Yes, Kainan, what is it? I thought we discussed this in the House Business Committee.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the Honorable Bashir. In addition to this, there is also the issue of the court case between the Council of Governors and the Ministry on the same levy. And in the last Kamukunji, Mr. Speaker, none other than you has truly informed us that everything has been sorted out. As we speak today, the Council of Governors got their share. KWS also got their share. What is missing is still hanging. It's about 18 million from every constituency. We'll also want to know, as they respond, the whereabouts of that figure, because we agreed here, it was consensus, the court case was withdrawn, the Council of Governors got theirs, KWS got theirs, Kenya Forest Service also got theirs. So where is the 18 million that is missing from each of the... And secondly, Mr. Speaker, as also you attempt to solve this, I want to urge the chairman, my good friend, the chairman Rhodes, it is unfair for this House to agree on a formula and somebody in the executive just goes behind somewhere, revise the same, and bring the same as an agenda. I think it is the high time, and I want to agree with the Honorable Bashir, that this House must be respected, and we deserve better, way of seeing things than the way we are being treated right now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Let's leave it there. We'll deal with this tomorrow at 2:30. GK and Bayer, make sure that you come with not only a response, but a reasonable and acceptable response. Yes, Wamboka?
The same breath, Honorable Speaker.
You said different. Now you say on the same breath.
No. It's a different issue, Honorable Speaker. Restoration of the glory of this House. Honorable Speaker, Treasury is micromanaging the National Assembly. That today, if a member wants to travel outside of this country, the Treasury is expected to deal with that issue based on a member-to-member basis, Honorable Speaker. They are also purporting to run our payroll, Honorable Speaker. It is now happening differently because initially, once we pass monies in this House, the budget for National Assembly would come after the clerk applies, and then the clerk would deal with us. But now what is happening, Honorable Speaker, is the micromanaging of the National Assembly by the Treasury, Honorable Speaker. We would need the Minister for Finance to give a statement about this, Honorable Speaker. It has affected even the constituency offices for both NGAF and MPs, Honorable Speaker, that it is even delaying disbursements because now they have put so many bottlenecks, Honorable Speaker. Your guidance, please.
Honorable members, the Speaker is not aware of any attempt to micromanage Parliament by any department of government. And indeed, if there was, it will be resisted. Number one, when you travel out of the country, it is exclusively in the purview of the Speaker to give you authority to travel or not to travel. There's no appellate structure to that. And the Treasury does not come in. In the event that your trips don't materialize, sometimes it may be due to general delayed exchequer releases or accounting issues. Number two, this House is one of the three arms of government, independent and interdependent with other arms. And there is no way we can be micromanaged by anybody. We are an independent parliamentary service commission, and any delays in disbursing money even to your offices, I always instruct the clerk to communicate with members. Sometimes we hold Kamkunjis here to deal with it. And the head of the Treasury now, the Honorable John Badi, is an immediate former member of this House. If we made an attempt to micromanage this House, it will not be misguided, but it will also fail. So, Wamboka, rest assured that no such thing will be allowed to happen. Yes, in Zambia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As we debate and discuss about the 18 million, we have also not received a 2024-2025 6 million from each constituency, from Kera. And I cannot hear anyone asking about it. Not unless it is only my constituency which has not received the 6 million.
All of us.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. As we discuss about the 18 million, we have a balance of 6 million for 2024-2025, which has not yet been dispersed from the Kera kit. Yes. So I was wondering if it is only my constituency which has not received, or it is all of us.
Owen Bayer, you note that
Thank you.
with the karaoke. Yes, Junet, did you?
Mr. Speaker, I want to agree with members that this issue of RLMF must be dealt with, as you directed, Mr. Speaker. It's a very important matter to the House, Mr. Speaker, and it needs to come to a conclusion because we have discussed it for quite some time now, before we even went to recess and after that. But, Mr. Speaker, I want to also bring to your attention a principality that we have been using in this House, Mr. Speaker, on issues like the ones that has been raised by my colleague, Honorable Wamboka. Mr. Speaker, there are issues that we need to deal with them at Kamkunji level. Issues of emoluments, issues of travel. Because, Mr. Speaker, Parliament is not loved in this country. So when you bring it on the floor of the House, those kind of issues, it has very negative implications on Parliament, Mr. Speaker. It's like when you are, when you want to shave your hair, there are hairs that you can shave in the public and there are others you close yourself in the door. So, Mr. Speaker, now if we shave those kind of hairs outside here, people will fight us, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to guide the members who are maybe still learning the process. There are issues that we need to shave internally. So please, those important issues, request the Speaker as the head of this place to call for a Kamukunji, then we deal with those ministers properly. But the issue of RLMF is a public issue. That one is okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
And I want to repeat, honorable members, there is not a single soul that helps the Speaker to manage your travels. Any member who travels under the approval of Mr. Speaker and nobody else. So all of you who travel know that the Treasury has nothing to do with it. And when I give Wanjala or anybody an opportunity to travel, we don't seek the Treasury's concurrence. You travel because the authority of the Speaker has come your way to travel. So let it be very clear. At least here, if you have any issues, the Treasury is innocent. Let's deal with our issues here. Jen Kihara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this chance. On the onset, let me congratulate Dr. Beatrice Adangara and Rehab Mutinda on their new assignment. Congratulations once more. Mr. Speaker, I was hoping I would be able to read this statement before the start of KCSE, but I'll, however, read it because...
If it's overtaken by time, you can stay it and go and recast it and bring it within the context of what is happening today. But it's up to you, it's your statement.
Let me read it.
Go ahead.
Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 44, 2C, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Education regarding exclusion from our students from schools on unpaid school fees. Honorable Speaker, the continued exclusion of Form 4 students who started their exams yesterday from school for unpaid tuition fees poses a significant challenge, particularly as they approach the 2025 KCSE, whereas sending them home is driven by schools' efforts to collect unpaid fees. The practice not only intensifies financial strain on low-income households, but also disrupts learning. It also threatens to undermine the current and future academic prospects of the vulnerable students and jeopardizes their preparation for a critical milestone resulting in education inequity. Honorable Speaker, the excluded Form 4 students, particularly in schools within Naivasha constituency, are forced to miss out on critical study time while still being expected to excel in their exam. This disruption heightens vulnerability of affected students to negative peer influences and social vices such as drug abuse and alcoholism. In desperate attempts to raise school fees, many students resort to hazardous casual labor or extreme cases, immorality, exposing them to unsafe environment and significant health risks. These challenges not only jeopardize their academic performance, but also increase the likelihood of long-term consequences, such as academic failure and compromised future opportunities, perpetuating cycles of poverty and marginalization. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Education on the following. Actions being taken by the Ministry of Education to address the exclusion of those students from schools within Naivasha constituency, ensuring their prompt return to class and prevent academic setbacks and safeguard their future opportunities. And, Mr. Speaker, measures being taken to ensure that Form 4 students remain in school despite outstanding fees and interventions by the ministry to cushion schools from financial strain due to low capitation or lack of school fees. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair Education, yes, Wangari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for indulging me before the chair, as I also support Honorable Jane. But, Mr. Speaker, this matter we canvassed before we went to recess when we were discussing the issue of capitation. And, Mr. Speaker, it was raised on the floor, the matter of sending students home. It's something we need clarification. And I say that because the CS is meant to appear this week, Mr. Speaker.
The CS will be here tomorrow at 3.
Yes. So my point is, Mr. Speaker, the CS, maybe through the leadership of the House, should tell this House the directives and circulars they issue to the schools. Do they count, Mr. Speaker? Because there was a circular on the time of attending classes. There was a circular that students should not be sent home. There was a circular, Mr. Speaker, of even not holding certificates in school. But they are all not being respected, Mr. Speaker. So we expect that when the CS comes tomorrow, these are the issues he should also refer to, so that he's actually briefed, Mr. Speaker, to brief this House. Are they just mere papers, or are they just PR management of members or students, Mr. Speaker?
Why you notify the CS on those additional concerns for tomorrow? I don't see the chair of education. Any member from education? Yes, Gisairo, 2 weeks. Tell your chair. Bernard Kitur. Bernard Kitur.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request for a statement from the Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the operations of multinational payment and services, MasterCard Incorporated and Visa Incorporated in the country. Honorable Speaker, the National Payment Systems Act, Cap 491A, provides the framework that govern electronic payments networks. These networks facilitate electronic transactions by linking the banks, merchants, and consumers to facilitate secure and efficient payment processing. MasterCard and Visa card electronic payment systems have been operating in the country since 2012 and 2016 respectively, offering payment solutions widely used by financial institutions and consumers in the country. However, noting these systems are foreign-owned entities that process significant volumes of transactions, there is need to ensure transparency, accountability, and compliance with the national financial and tax laws, including the remittances of taxes to the government. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning regarding the following. Number one, the number of people and institutions integrated into the MasterCard and Visa card payment systems in the country, categorized by financial and non-financial institution, and the type of card being debit, credit, or prepaid. Secondly, the total value of transaction processed by MasterCard and Visa card over the last 3 financial years. Third, the status of tax compliance by the 2 payment systems, including details of taxes remitted to the government in the last 3 financial years. Number 4, the mechanisms implemented by KRA, Kenya Revenue Authority, in assessing and collecting taxes from global payment systems, and any challenges encountered in the tax assessment and collections process. Number 5, a comprehensive report detailing the data protection mechanisms deployed by MasterCard and Visa multinational payment systems, including the geographical location of their data storage services. And number 6, Mr. Speaker, is a report examining the billing currencies utilized by MasterCard and Visa card with a focus on adoption of local currency billing to safeguard foreign exchange. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chair Finance. Any member? Owen Bayer, tell Chair Finance 2 weeks to bring a response.
Obliged, Honorable Speaker.
Joyce Kamene.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I request for a statement regarding the status of Matungulu Farmers Company Limited. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44-2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee on Trade, Industry, and Cooperatives regarding the status of Matungulu Farmers Company Limited, which is in Muthesia, Masinga Sub-County. Honorable Speaker, Matungulu Farmers Company Limited was established as a land-buying public company with 114 members and acquired land in the year 1969 and 1970 financial years. The company remained largely inactive until 2011, when the new directors were elected. Since then, the company has only held 2 annual general meetings in 2012 and 2013. In 2019, the title deeds were issued to members but later revoked as they were found not to be genuine. In 2025, concerned members sought clarification from the Registrar of Companies and discovered that the company's original file had been closed and a temporary file opened. The temporary file indicated that in January 2025, the directors resolved to convert the company from a public to a private entity with only 46 members. On this, 5 members were allocated 20 shares each, amounting to 100% ownership, while the remaining members were not allocated any shares. Further, one of the directors listed in the file is deceased. These developments raise concerns about transparency, governance, and protection of members' rights in the company. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Department Committee of Trade, Industry and Cooperative on the following. Measures being put in place by the government to reissue the title deeds for land acquired by Matungulu Farmers Company Limited in 2019 and later revoked. Circumstances under which the original company file was closed and a temporary file opened without the company resolutions by the Registrar of Companies. 3, measures being undertaken by the Registrar of Companies and the other relevant agencies to safeguard the rights of members who have been unlawfully excluded from the company. And finally, steps being taken to ensure that directors who may have engaged in fraudulent activities be held accountable. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, Trade and Industry. Marianne, can you bring a response in 2 weeks?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Ade Wario, North Horr. Member for North Horr. Request dropped. Responses. Karemba. Yes, I allowed you to request for a statement.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. A request for statement regarding delayed payment of farmers in the Runyenjes constituency by the New Kenya Cooperative Creameries, New KCC. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock regarding delayed payment of farmers in Runyenjes constituency by the New Kenya Cooperative Creameries, New KCC. Honorable Speaker, the situation facing dairy farmers in Runyenjes constituency due to delayed payments from the New Kenya Cooperative Creameries, New KCC, is a matter of serious concern. Despite consistent supply of milk to the company, farmers have experienced delays in payment of their dues of up to 4 months. These delays have adversely affected their livelihoods and pose a significant threat to the sustainability of the dairy farming within the constituency. The lack of timely payment has constrained the ability of farmers to maintain their herds, meet operational expenses, and sustain household incomes, thereby undermining economic stability in the region. It is therefore imperative that the new KCC takes immediate and decisive action to address these delays, restore confidence among farmers, and reinforce the resilience of the dairy value chain. The long-term success of dairy farming and the livelihoods of rural communities that depend on it relies on restoring trust through timely and complete settlement of all dues owed to farmers. The new KCC should therefore endeavor to ensure that farmers are paid promptly. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Agriculture and Livestock on the following. 1, measures being taken by the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development to ensure timely payment of dairy farmers, and 2, timelines within which farmers in Runyenjes constituency will be paid their arrears. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Karemba. Yes, Julius. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, just to appreciate the request of statement by our honorable friend, but to ask that when the statement is read, let it not be limited to Runyenjes. This is becoming a serious problem, actually, that calls upon the minister in charge of new KCC to come to this house and explain why, from July up to now, farmers have not been paid. And they are constantly supplying milk to KCC. Our farmers are almost pouring the milk because there's nowhere to take it. When they take it to KCC, KCC sells their milk but does not give them their money. So this statement should not even be couched as diplomatically as the member is saying it. They should just tell us when they are paying the farmers, because it's a nationwide thing. It is not limited to Runyenjes.
Yes, Sigei.
Mr. Speaker, I want to appreciate
You are joyriding. Just go ahead and ask what you want.
Yes, Mr. Speaker. You know, the other day, I asked for the same statement. And you remember, Mr. Speaker, a team of a committee went to Sotik. And that is exactly one of the issues which were raised. The farmers in my area have the same problem. Mr. Speaker, we would like to understand the statements which are being given here without any action. And this is a sure way of killing KCC, Mr. Speaker. We need to have some serious discussion on how to make KCC function. Otherwise, we are going to have KCC going away and dying the way it died earlier. Thank you.
Chair Agriculture. Where's the Chair Agriculture? Is it cooperatives? Yes. And trade. Marian?
Yes, Honorable Speaker, it is a trade committee that handles KCC, so within the same 2 weeks, we should be able to give the statement here.
Okay. Omulher.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 442C, I wish to request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding a tragic explosion that occurred in Mandera County. Honorable Speaker, on 31st October 2025, 3 children were involved in an explosion following detonation of an explosive device in Alungu in Mandera County, in Lafay constituency. The incident resulted in the untimely death of a 9-year-old child while undergoing treatment, while 2 other children sustained severe injuries, including a 5-year-old child who tragically lost an eye. The heartbreaking incident, a strange object which detonated upon interaction. The devices are alleged to either have been left behind by ex-militia on training or planted by cross-border terrorists. This incident has caused immense grief and fear among residents, raising concerns about the possible presence of other unexploded ordinances and the overall safety in the region. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the Chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. 1, a report on the circumstances surrounding the detonation of an explosive device in Alungu, Lafay constituency on 31st October 2025. 2, immediate measures that the government is taking to support the affected families, including medical and psychological support. 3, measures being taken to ensure the safety of the residents, including identifying, recovering, and safely disposing any other unexploded ordinances. And 4, the long-term preventative strategies that the government is putting in place to enhance community awareness and strengthen collaboration between security agencies and local administration in identifying and reporting suspicious or hazardous materials. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Tongoyo, when can you bring a response? 2 weeks?
Yes, 2 weeks.
Thank you. Next, a response to Naomi Wako's statement by Tongoyo. You ready? Yeah, I'm ready, Speaker. Sorry. Yes, Omolher. give her the mic.
The statement is directed to Defense and National and Intelligence and Foreign Relations Committee.
Not security.
Not security.
Okay. Owen Bayer, inform Defense and Foreign Relations to bring a response in 2 weeks.
Much obliged, Honorable Speaker.
Tongoyo, before you make a response, let me acknowledge Mudangari Primary School from Madhioya in Muranga in the public gallery. On my behalf and on behalf of the House, we welcome the students, their teachers, and those accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Thank you. Tongoyo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In regards to the statement being sought by the member for Marsabit County, Honorable Naomi Wako, who had sought in particular the disappearance of Mr. Galgalo Baganja Malicha, and she wanted to know investigation into the disappearance of the said person, the action being taken by the security agencies to update the family and ensure the missing person is expeditiously traced and reunited with the family, and the perpetrators of violence act are brought to the books and the measures put in place to ensure the safety of residents of Sololo Sub-County. Honorable Speaker, on the 31st August this year, Mr. Guyo Yacho, the chief of Galole location, reported a shooting incident at Sololo Police Station via OB number 14-1 8th of 2025. He reported that a gang of about 10 with masked faces and dressed in military gear aboard a Land Cruiser and another brownish saloon vehicle, both without registration number plates, had invaded a residential plot within Golole Center. And a police officer from Sololo Sub-County visited the scene and established that a Borana male adult, Mr. Galgalo Boganja, was allegedly abducted during the incident. Further, the victim's wife, Dami Bonaya, was physically assaulted by the attackers. An assault and abduction report was booked at Sololo Police Station via OB number 639-2025, and the injured was escorted to Moyale Sub-County Hospital where she was treated and discharged in stable condition. Investigation into the matter commenced immediately, and 3 witnesses' statements were recorded, and a signal of the missing person was generated and circulated as a search of the victim began. Subsequently, an inquiry file number 4 of 2025 was opened by the DCI, Sololo Sub-County, and the preliminary investigation established that the vehicle used by the assailants could not be traced since they had no registered number plates, and the area lacked CCTV coverage, which complicated the effort to track their movements before, during, and after the incidents. Although 3 witnesses provided statements, their accounts did not clearly describe or identify the person involved, and no additional witnesses have come forward with critical information that could further assist in the investigation. And the police inquiry file, Honorable Speaker, file number 4 of 2025 remain active with ongoing efforts focusing on tracing the victim known as associates, frequent locations, and liaising with the relative and friends. And the case is still under active investigation. On the second, Honorable Speaker, so far no leads has been established regarding the whereabouts of the missing person, and the case is under investigation, and the police shall update the family on any new development concerning the whereabouts of the victim. And Honorable Speaker, on the measures being taken in the residence of the sub-county of Sololo, the government is employing several measures to enhance security in Sololo, to include intensifying both mobile and foot patrol, establishing temporary checkpoints and along key routes and access points to monitor the movement and intercept any highway criminal activities, and enhance surveillance to ensure quick police response, and the revitalization of the community policing committees to strengthen collaboration between community and the police, and the community engagement and public sensitization through the public barassas and consultative forum to sensitize residents on security matters. signed by Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for Interior. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Naomi Wako.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I also thank the Chair for the response that he has given us from the Ministry. But unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, the response is not satisfactory at all, because even after that, 2 or 3 other people have been abducted. To say that they have not even been able to trace the vehicle and also to trace the abductors. So I want to plead that the investigation goes on and they give it proper attention. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Speaker, and as I indicated in the statement, we'll keep giving the update to the family whenever we get.
Professor Guyo Jaldeza, Tongoyo, you have a statement ready?
Yes, I do, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, I need your indulgence. This statement was sought before, actually, we break for recess. And I didn't respond to. And the member actually had indicated that he will prefer to have the committee visit the area for fact-finding. And we had actually prioritized. We know you just reported today. And we are trying to prioritize to have the committee visit the area as a matter of fact-finding.
The member came before the committee?
We had talked with him.
Okay. Professor, is that...
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think the chair is a bit confused because we raised the question here, though we talked, and I had appealed that the statement which I got today, we had agreed that the committee needs to visit the area to verify for themselves. I also shared with him some photographs of the act of arsonist by the police. And it is only good that they visit the site and come to know.
So to cut a long story short, Professor, you want them to visit the site?
Exactly.
Engage with them, then they visit, then thereafter they bring a comprehensive statement.
Thank you, Speaker.
Okay, next order.
Order number 8, the Public Participation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 44 of 2025, first reading. A bill for an act of Parliament to provide for the conduct of public participation, to give effect to the constitutional principle of participation of the people enshrined in Articles 10.2, 69.1d, 118, 184.1c, 196, 201A, and 232.1d of the Constitution, and for connected purposes.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 9, exceptional motion, tributes of the House. Mover to reply.
Honorable members, before the mover replies, we had agreed in House Business Committee that we give 3 members on either side, or at least 6 members for that matter. Thereafter, we'll call Honorable Junet Mohammed to reply. Millie Odhiambo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just so that I know how I organize my thoughts, how many minutes do we have?
You have 5.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving us this opportunity because we didn't have the opportunity the last time. But I want to indicate that it's very difficult to talk of Baba in the past tense, though we know that he is mortal and we knew that he would die at some point.
Hold on, Millie. There's a point of order from Tongoyo. What is it?
Well, Honorable Speaker, I'm sorry for this interrupting. It is not related to what she's saying, but I just want to follow up to what the professor wanted. Having seen the complicity of what is happening in Moele, I need your indulgence, Speaker. I think probably we need to have a joint visit together, our committee and the Committee of Mining, because this is the miners and probably even trade.
Write to my office, I'll consider. Go on, Millie.
Mr. Speaker, Baba was larger than life, and it's a reason that it's very difficult to imagine his demise. And Mr. Speaker, when I speak with very many people, you discover that they have not come to terms with the fact that Baba is no more. Mr. Speaker, I have engaged with several politicians and leaders, even those who are vehemently opposed him in the past. But very interestingly, you find that Baba had such a big impact in their political life. He held the hands of many people. Mr. Speaker, Baba embodied the values that are dear to me and to many Kenyans. He embodied justice, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, inclusion, including ethnic inclusion, and also the inclusion of women, youth, and marginalized, and also differently abled persons. Mr. Speaker, his inclusive nature sometimes played out even against his own ethnic community. Mr. Speaker, in this House, I've seen times when Baba has actually sacrificed a qualified Luo in order to include a minority, Mr. Speaker. I know, for instance, without naming names, that in the past, the election body, Mr. Speaker, that actually did happen. Mr. Speaker, some young people have seen who have largely misunderstood Baba and have been talking against Baba. But Mr. Speaker, in due season, they will actually learn. When our politics unfolds, they will learn that Baba held a significant part in the politics of this country. And one day they will understand the sacrifices that he made that many of us have never made and we're not likely to make. Mr. Speaker, Baba also invested in the mentorship of people with potential, a fact that was even recently acknowledged by Wamunyoro, even though he also had to throw a jibe against other members of parliament, which is unfortunate. But he did acknowledge that Baba identified potential in people like me, a very good lawyer, a very good politician. I didn't know my potential until Baba brought me here with a nomination. So, bad girl, Mr. Speaker, as a member is shouting. I am a beneficiary of his benevolence, and so are many people here. Mr. Speaker, Baba guided me through very difficult political challenges, and as politicians, we at times weather great storms that are known to many, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, at one time during my first term in office, the swords and daggers that were drawn against me were too heavy, Mr. Speaker, that are actually unknown to many people, wrote a letter of resignation as a member of Parliament of Mbita. Mr. Speaker, I took my letter of resignation to Baba. And Baba spoke to me and held my hand as a daughter and talked to me and guided me and told me that he believes in my ability to fight those battles. And Mr. Speaker, I am serving my 4th term because Baba held my hands even in those difficult moments. Mr. Speaker, I also wish to indicate that I am very happy and glad that I got the opportunity to say goodbye to Baba 2 days before he left. And we know that he's not coming back again. And I'm glad that his best song also happens to be my mother's best song, the Jamaican song. Mr. Speaker, each of us has a purpose, a God-given purpose in life. Baba knew his purpose. He lived his purpose. He served his purpose. What about us? Even when we are politicians here in the House. And I'm glad at the way Baba was celebrated, not only in Kenya, but globally. And for the people who doubted who Baba was, I can tell you for a fact that in our lifetime, no other leader will ever be celebrated the way Baba was celebrated. Joey. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Jen Kihara.
Mr. Speaker, I rise on the same tone of saying that Baba was a great man. May he rest well. I happened to serve in this house with Baba in the 9th Parliament, with you, Mr. Speaker. So at least I have that advantage of knowing him. But Mr. Speaker, Baba will be remembered for many things, for his unwavering commitment to democracy and human rights. He was selfless and a great patriot. Baba was instrumental at the start of my politics. Mr. Speaker, you remember the NAC movement when my husband was in the hospital and I'm the one who was campaigning. I went to Mwenge House and told the officials there that I need somebody to come to Naivasha and campaign for my husband. Because we had a Safina candidate who was strong and my husband was also strong. We realized we were going to split that vote. So Baba came and did 2 meetings that were so great, which changed the tide. Mr. Speaker, when it was my turn to be elected in the by-election, Mama Ida Odiga came to campaign for me. She brought a whole battery of women politicians to campaign for me. So what I remember him for is that our house or our family owe him a lot. Mr. Speaker, when my husband's body was coming from South Africa, it was only Baba who came to meet the body. And he made sure that my husband's body did not go to the cargo terminal, but the passenger's terminal. That's where he received the body. Mr. Speaker, at the funeral, Baba was available to come for my husband's funeral. So I remember him for many things. May he rest well. He has worked so hard. And like Honorable Millie says, I don't think there is any leader who has been buried with dignity the way Baba has been buried. I was here when the founding father died. I've been around when we have lost those great men, but none of them has been buried the way Baba has been buried. So may I give my condolences to the family of Baba, ODM fraternity, and all Kenyans for the respect they showed that great statement. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Robert Mbui.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also take this opportunity to also pay tribute to the late Right Honorable Raila Odinga, Kenya's biggest defender of human rights and the rule of law. Mr. Speaker, I got the news of Baba's passage when I was in London with my party leader. We had gone to meet a few Kenyans out there, and he quickly cut short his trip and came back. I remained because of the engagements that were there, but also had opportunity to mourn him and celebrate his life with Kenyans in London, in a place called Thatchtown. So I did what I could by bringing together the Kenyans there. But Mr. Speaker, I was with Baba in 2022 in Washington, D.C., just before the last election. And when I got there with him, he had to also cut short his trip to come back because the late Honorable His Excellency Mwai Kibaki had passed on. And so this was the second time I was out with a prominent leader in this country, and then somebody passed on. And I'm even scared now of traveling, Mr. Speaker, because, I mean, it really touched me, because I was wondering what happened. I traveled with Baba, Kibaki passed on. I traveled with Kalonzo, Baba passes on. So I've also been asking for prayer so that it doesn't affect me. Mr. Speaker, I want to say that many people have eulogized Baba and know him from maybe what they read in books. Because Baba, is battled, detention without trial. He's battled bullets. He's battled tear gas. But, Mr. Speaker, I am one of those that has actually been in the trenches with Baba. For the last time, since I was elected from 2013, I have been with Baba. We've supported him 2013, 2017, 2022. And Mr. Speaker, I'm actually a living casualty. And you know, I have a permanent injury, you know, that I achieved or I got when I was in the trenches with Baba. So when I eulogize Baba, I'm eulogizing someone that I believed in, someone that I know had the interest of Kenyans at heart and fought so that Kenya can be a better place. Mr. Speaker, in the remembrance of Baba, the Wipe Up Patriotic Front that I represent in the House and the community of elders from where I come from, which is Mount Kenya South, that is Lower Eastern, we will be actually going to pay our tributes to the family and you know, the family of Baba on Thursday this week. And Mr. Speaker, this is because when we had the funeral, my party leader could not get enough time to eulogize a person that he has stood with for the longest time. I mean, 3 political seasons. And so he got like a minute or two, and the deputy president was pushing him and telling him, you have to hurry up, and he wasn't able to do what he wanted to do. So we are going to go there on Thursday so that we can pay proper tribute. But Mr. Speaker, I just want to say that in remembrance of Baba, I want to caution those that keep talking about Baba and having negative connotations. They are leaders, and I will start with the governor of Nyeri. Mr. Speaker, I was not happy when I heard the comments that the governor of Nyeri made, because the governor of Nyeri implied that it was a positive thing for Baba to have died. That is a shameful act, and that is something that we condemn in the strongest possible terms. Mr. Speaker, I've also had another leader from Sugoi who recently said that, you know, now going into the next election, he has no competition because Baba has passed on. That one is also shameful and cannot be condoned. So, Mr. Speaker, as we lay this great leader to rest, let us caution leaders to be careful the things they say, because Baba stood for justice. Baba stood for fairness. And, Mr. Speaker, some of those that have been trampling and fighting Baba, even when his body was brought, they were still shooting our children. So, Mr. Speaker, I want to say, long live the spirit of Baba.
Tongoyo.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to pay our tributes to a great leader ever lived. I could not get the opportunity last time because of what was happening in town. And Honorable Speaker, it is with the profound respect and heartfelt emotion that I rise to pay the tribute to a touring statesman, a Pan-Africanist, a gallant son of the Kenyan, and a symbol of resilience, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Raila's life has been a long and courageous journey in the pursuit of justice, democracy, equality for all Kenyans. From the dark days of detention to the bright dawns of reform, he remained steadfast, never losing faith in the dream of a better Kenya he believed in. For us in Narok, and indeed across the land, Raila Odinga stood as a friend and an ally. He championed devolution, inclusivity, and empowerment of marginalized communities, ensuring that every Kenyan, no matter their origin, tribe, or faith, had a seat at the table of national development. His voice echoed the cry of the ordinary citizens, and his vision embraced the unity of our great republic. Mr. Speaker, Honorable Raila Odinga taught us that leadership is not about power, but about service. That patriotism is not in words, but in action. And that peace, even after the fierce political storm, remains the highest gift we can offer to our children. As we celebrate his enduring legacy, may we honor him not only with our words, but with our continued commitment to the ideals he stood for. And on behalf of the people of the Narok West and Narok Oma, we convey our deepest respect and gratitude, and may his example continue to guide us. May his spirit of courage and unity forever live in our hearts. May God bless this family, and God bless the Republic of Kenya. And Honorable Speaker, it's true, and I was reading today, I think in some of the print media, saying that even in his last resting place, Raila may continue even to influence the politics of Kenya. And I'm sure that probably in our lifetime, we may not get a leader like him. And just want to pray that some of us who are alive, we emulate the good deeds that Raila taught us. May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Maungu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity, at least to pay tribute to an icon that rested. It was not, I wasn't fortunate to give my eulogies last time, but thank you for that opportunity. Mr. Speaker, the man we are talking about today was a great man, a man that lived in a lifetime. And one thing that came out clearly was that this is a man that was celebrated across the political divide. Them that looked at him as dangerous celebrated him. Them that celebrated him, Mr. Speaker, did actually celebrate him more. So I must say that before I joined politics, I used to admire the person of Raila Amolo Odinga. I used to admire the way he used to connect with people. I admired the way he fought for this country and believed in a better Kenya. I admired a man who, Mr. Speaker, was very forgiving. And upon coming into parliament and coming into politics, I got to know him much better. He's a man that was full of love, a man that actually wanted the best for this country, Mr. Speaker. Many of the gains we celebrate today as a country, and all this can never be talked about without mentioning the name of one, Raila Amolo Odinga. Mr. Speaker, in Luanda, where I represent, majority of the people there really loved the great man that we lost. And his demise was a great blow to my people and the great people of this country, Mr. Speaker. And therefore, I must say that as my minority leader, we said, Mr. Speaker, maybe in our lifetime, we may not witness a man who will be celebrated, a man who will be recalled, such as the one we talked about, Mr. Speaker. In his lifetime, Mr. Speaker, the late Raila Amolo Odinga fought poverty, talked about that it's all about poverty, the enemy of the people. He talked about, Mr. Speaker, bad governance. Mr. Speaker, he talked about corruption as an ill that ate our country, Mr. Speaker. And I believe that he may have gone, but the crown lives on, Mr. Speaker, that as we remain, we should remember to fight the very things that he stood for, Mr. Speaker. Tribalism has been a great cancer in this country, Mr. Speaker. As leaders of the present moment, we should be able to come forward and fight tribalism. Mr. Speaker, corruption is an equally big matter that Mzee Raila Amolo Odinga really fought. And as leaders, we must be able to live that dream. We must be able to propagate that dream and ensure that in our spaces, in our areas, Mr. Speaker, we are able to fight corruption. Mr. Speaker, this is a man that looked at Kenya as a country full of love. I look at the last arrangement that he had with His Excellency the President, Mr. Speaker. No one ever believed, no one ever thought, even understood what idea Mzee Raila Amolo Odinga had. But from what we can see, Mr. Speaker, he actually kind of had a premonition that Kenya was in turmoil and needed to come together. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, on my own behalf and that of the great people of Rwanda, Mr. Speaker, I must say that we shall forever miss Mzee. We shall forever be able to carry on his name because he actually fought for this country in the right way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Wamshomba.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to join my colleagues to speak about our fallen hero, our father, the father of the nation for generation. And Mr. Speaker, it is very unfortunate that when I was growing up as a young girl, I grew up knowing Raila Odinga as a politically bad man. We were told stories about him, narratives around his life, and we were made to believe that he was a very bad man. Luckily, Mr. Speaker, when I was elected in last parliament in this house, through my interaction with very many leaders in this house, like the Honorable Junet Mohammed and the Honorable Millie Odhiambo, when we formed a coalition around BBI, an initiative around BBI, I got an opportunity to share a table with Baba. I remember that one very evening when he hosted me in Karen over a drink to demystify the BBI narratives. And he asked me a question about my one man, 1 shilling push within the BBI. To my shock, Mr. Speaker, I did not know that Baba was that very understanding man. He lent me his ear, listened to me, expounded his opinion, swayed my opinion, and made friendship with this little girl from Githunguri. And from that day on, I was very proud to even have Baba's phone number saved on my phone. I want to speak about how we package political narratives, especially for us, the political class. We have demonized people who don't deserve to be demonized. We have branded people the wrong tags who don't deserve to be given such tags. I know, as I speak, there are so many people wondering, is this the same Wamushamba speaking well about Baba? When we campaigned around Baba's personality to win votes, I think it's time. Baba's story should teach us how we should be speaking politically, even when we are competing for votes. Politics is not worth tarnishing people's images, targeting people's families, and ruining people's social image. As Baba rests, this is a challenge to the political class, I included. Politics is a game, but life is a process. Rest in peace, Baba. And life is sacred. Thank you.
Junet, you have 20 minutes. If you will not exhaust your 20 minutes, you can donate to those who are raising their hands.
Mr. Speaker, I have a statement to read, but I can donate 2 minutes to Rene and 2 minutes to Peter Masara and 2 minutes to Mawate. 6 minutes. The rest I need to...
Can you tell me the names again? First 2 minutes to...
Rene Mayaka, Peter Masara, Mawade. Those are 6 minutes. And Bensouda, 2 minutes. Kagushia is tomorrow.
Okay. Mayaka, 2 minutes. Immediately thereafter, Masara, 2 minutes. Mawade, 2 minutes. Bensouda, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. And
that means you are left with 12 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and to my minority leader as well for this opportunity. Let me take this opportunity to express my sincere condolences to the family of the Right Honorable Prime Minister, to also just salute the man who, because of him, I have an opportunity to even stand on this floor, because he held my hand, he withered and watered my potential as a young woman in politics. And Honorable Speaker, also on behalf of all the daughters of Raila in the entire country, and the young members of ODM and the members of Nyamira, to also pass my condolences and appreciate the man that we called Baba, because Baba, Honorable Speaker, was not just a political icon. He was my political father, he was my mentor, and is the reason why I have the strength to be able to serve in a political space. And Honorable Speaker, I just want to say, as I said once before in this House, that from 2018, I have worn 2 wristbands in my hand. One that is Kenya, and the other one a blue one that is indicated Daughters of Raila, in honor of a man that gave me the opportunity to have a political career. Thank you.
Professor Anna Masara. Take heart. Give Honorable Masara 2 minutes, Masara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, according to us, we mourn for 40 days, but we will mourn Raila forever and ever. But personally, I'm celebrating Raila Odinga, because without him, I would have not been where I am today. My leadership style, I borrowed from him. When I was in high school, and people were fighting for multi-party democracy, there was a day the late Jaramogi was to visit Godokwer, and I was in Migori Boys, and all roads were blocked. Raila himself came to Migori Boys and gave us instruction. We went through what he told us, and Jaramogi went to Godokwer. Thereafter, I was inspired with the courage he had, and throughout his entire life, Mr. Speaker, I've been a follower of Raila Odinga. When I got the message of his death, I told my family that Kenya will never be the same again. Generation and generation will live. They'll call and talk about Raila. Unfortunately, as a human, he will not be there, but the spirit will live forever. Whatever he has done to this country, let us, those who are still in leadership, pursue the spirit of devolution, the spirit of inclusivity. And finally, Mr. Speaker, allow me to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto. What he did to us, especially followers of Raila, we will never forget. How I wish those who were members of Asimio take a scenario if we were on the street, Raila died in India, what will have happened? We thank.
Your 2 minutes are over. Mawade.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker and Minority Leader, for giving me an opportunity today to talk about Baba. Baba, we started Baba a long time ago while I was still in Dallas, Texas. He would come to Dallas, and we would accompany him to Houston, Texas, where we would also meet with the likes of Dacho Wongudu, Ocho, and the rest, and all the way to Minnesota, doing what politicians are supposed to do, fight for the people. All these rights that you are enjoying, supposed to be 2 minutes. All these rights that you are enjoying are thanks to Baba. The multi-party that we are enjoying right now, the freedom of speech, freedom to assemble. I remember when Baba was coming back from a foreign trip, and Baba, the likes of Babu Owino, Aladwa, and Simba Arati, we got together, and Baba was welcomed home in a very, very nice way. Baba, our Baba, the Baba that we supported from 2013, 2017, and 2022.
Are his 2 minutes over? Your time is up. Give him 1 minute.
Hey, Baba. Anyway, this is the person that we supported for, and I voted for in 2013, in 2017, in 2022, deputized by my party leader, Honorable Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. Baba will not be forgotten. He knows how to fight for the people's rights. I remember when we went to IBC, we sat down on the tarmac, and we were being mocked by the people who thought that the people should have less rights than we should. Even during the swearing in, I remember Simba Arati and I and Babu we got together the day before, and we will really miss Baba. Baba, we will forever miss you. Santi.
Bensouda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. May His Right Honorable Raila Odinga
rest in peace. Raila Odinga was God sent. When I come to my political limelight, when nominations were held, as I was campaigning, when I resigned to be the CC for roads in Kisumu County, it was hardly 2 years that I left Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. I was told that I'm wasting time. That is the politicians that we have today. Your certificate for nomination is gone. You wait. We shall see where to put you. Carelessly narrated to me. Went into my nerves. I looked for Baba. I traveled up to Joff, where he was addressing all lecturers of all universities in this country. I shared with Baba my heart in his ear, and he gave me a hearing. Jacom told me, who has given them the certificate? Go and campaign. I'm behind you. I campaigned using one pickup as people laughed at me around in Homa Bay County, as people were celebrating in other quarters. I was determined by his word, Honorable Speaker. I was not given a direct ticket in Homa Bay County. I want to confidently put it in Hansard that I was taken through nomination and people voted for me. Honorable Speaker, it even pains me that even the day that result was to be delayed, I was thoroughly tear-gassed, but I said I would leave in the...
Time up, Mama Bensouda. Thank you. You are off Hansard.
I would like to say, Honorable Speaker, as politicians of today, we must be resilient. We must be focused. We must be truly there for the people of Kenya. We must put tribalism aside. We must be honest. We must be transparent. We must nurture and mentor the young ones. We must solidly move on as leaders of this country without betrayal. Honorable Speaker, I will have time to mourn Honorable Raila Odinga. May his soul rest in eternal peace. He remains in my heart forever. Honorable Speaker, I thank you so much. I thank you so much. Joey! Joey! Joey!
Thank you. Jeanette?
I beg to reply on the motion that was tabled before the House. Motion to eulogize my leader, my departed leader, the Right Honorable former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. Honorable Speaker, I thank you for granting me the opportunity to pay tribute to one of the greatest sons of our Republic, the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga. At the outset, Mr. Speaker, allow me to acknowledge the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, the Deputy President, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Wetangula, and members of both houses, Mr. Speaker, and indeed the entire nation who joined us as a party in mourning and celebrating a man whose life defined courage, sacrifice, and patriotism. Honorable Speaker, Kenya continues to stand united in grief. We have lost a statesman, a reformer, and one of the foremost architects of our democratic journey, Raila Amolo Odinga, who was not merely a political leader, he was a movement, a vision, and a symbol of Kenya's enduring quest for justice and equality, Mr. Speaker. His story is interwoven with the soul of our nation, from the struggle for multi-party democracy to the birth of devolution, from the fight for electoral justice to the pursuit of national unity. Raila's journey was one of the extraordinary sacrifice from the dark dungeon of political detention to the bright halls of leadership. He endured suffering, persecution, and humiliation, yet he never surrendered his belief in a better Kenya. He stood firm when it was dangerous to do so and gave a voice to the voiceless when silence would have been safer, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, to many, he was Baba, the father of democracy. To me, the late Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga was more than a leader. He was a friend, a mentor, a father figure, a man whose wisdom shaped my political journey and whose courage inspired my convictions. He guided me with patience, challenged me to think beyond self, and taught me that leadership in service anchored in integrity and compassion. He was the mentor who believed in me when I doubted myself, the father figure who offered guidance with kindness, and the friend who stood with me in both triumph and trial. His counsel was steady, his humor was disarming, and his faith in people unwavering. Honorable Speaker, sir, Raila Odinga believed that leadership is not about privilege, but about purpose. Not about position, but about service. His politics transcended tribe and party. He envisioned a Kenya where every citizen, regardless of background, could find dignity, opportunity, and belonging, Mr. Speaker. That I can testify, Mr. Speaker. Through his advocacy for devolution, he empowered communities and brought government closer to the people. Through his lifelong commitment to dialogue, epitomized by the famous handshake and currently the broad-based government arrangement, he reminded us that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice and reconciliation. He taught us that unity is not weakness, but statesmanship. Mr. Speaker, sir, to millions of Kenyans, he was simply Baba, a father not only to his family, but to generations who drew hope and courage from his resilience. Whether in Kibra, Kisumu, Garissa, or Turkana, he connected with ordinary citizens with humility and sincerity. He championed the struggle of workers, farmers, and the youth, standing fiercely for the marginalized and forgotten. His dream was a Kenya that works for all his children, regardless of tribe, region, or station in life. Honorable Speaker, to the youth of this nation, Raila Amolo Odinga was more than a leader. He was an idea that truth must be spoken to power, that the fight for justice never ends, that Kenya can and must be better. His life challenges us in his house and beyond to rise above partisanship and continue building the Kenya he envisioned, or united, prosperous, and free. Mr. Speaker, sir, we thank Mama Ida Odinga, his children, the entire Odinga family, for sharing him with the nation and for standing steadfastly beside him through the storms of history. His sacrifices was not his alone. He bore them with grace and dignity. As we continue to mourn his passing, let us also rise to the challenge he leaves behind to make Kenya a nation anchored on justice, unity, and truth. Let us move forward with the courage, compassion, and conviction that Raila Odinga so valiantly exemplified. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga have departed from our sight. But his dream for Kenya will never die. His legacy will forever echo in these chambers, in the streets where the people once chanted his name, and in the hearts of all who believe in freedom, justice, and equality. Fare thee well, Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, Baba, the people's president, the father of democracy, and the external flame of Kenyans' conscience. Mr. Speaker, I conclude by saying that, Mr. Speaker, we have lost a leader, a friend, who was also your friend. Mr. Speaker, you have worked with Raila. I can testify that. You were with him many, many years in politics, but you have partnered majorly in the elections of 2013 You've partnered with him in the election of 2017, Mr. Speaker, and I know you are very close to him also. I used to find...
We always watched Arsenal together.
I'm coming to that, Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
I have joined you people many times in restaurants in Karen and some other places, watching together the Arsenal, team playing, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this was a very friendly man. This was a man who did not address people because they are from this community or that community. He used to keep everyone close because he's a Kenyan. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to speak about my journey with him. You know, Mr. Speaker, where I came from, and you know when I visited you in Malakisi, how I was looking like and how I look like today, Mr. Speaker. If you put those photos next to each other, you know. Mr. Speaker, I came to visit you at your constituency that time. You were the Minister of Foreign Affairs or something, I can remember something like that. And I spent the night with you at your home. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a man who has molded many political, lives, Mr. Speaker. Myself, Mr. Speaker, when I interacted with Honorable Raila Odinga was in the year 2003. And I became a mayor, I wanted to become an MP. Honorable Karoli was a very powerful man in his office, Mr. Speaker, in 2013. He almost denied me a ticket. If it was not Baba, I would not have been in this parliament, Mr. Speaker. Very powerful man, Mr. Speaker, by then, Mr. Speaker. He almost denied me. But Baba stood with me, Mr. Speaker, and said, this is the young man who should be the member of parliament for Suna East, Mr. Speaker. No, there's no correction there, Mr. Speaker. We know what happened.
You are either on a point of order or nothing.
Mr. Speaker. Yes. Mr. Speaker.
What is your point of order, Carol?
Honorable Speaker, it is true I was very powerful, but I was very passionate about my work. The information the Honorable Member is sharing is inaccurate. He actually lost the nomination. I have an affidavit sworn by none other than the Secretary General of the party then, Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, swearing he was not our candidate. That is the correct position.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, now that Honorable Karoli wants clarification, I was running against his uncle, Mr. Speaker, who was 8 years old. And when I defeated him, Mr. Speaker, Honorable Karoli brought family issues now to ODM issues, Mr. Speaker. And I defeated him because even in the subsequent election, that was in the nomination. In the real election now, the uncle took another party ticket, another party. And I defeated him in the general election, Mr. Speaker. If he was so popular, he would have won, Mr. Speaker, that. But anyway, Mr. Speaker, that is not what brought us today here.
We'll leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
Order.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker.
Order.
Mr. Speaker, it is on record that Honorable Karolias, in his own words, accepted he was a very powerful man. So that confirms the sufferings that I went through his hands, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, let us mourn Baba. Let us mourn Baba because he was a man who stood for justice. And I can confirm here, if it was not him, I would not have been given the ODM ticket. That is the truth. He stood with me. He said, I know. In fact, they brought him a propaganda. How powerful people were he in his office. They went and brought a report that if I am given the ODM ticket, mosques will be burnt, Somalis will be evicted from Bigori. He showed me the report. This is what my officers and my office are giving me. I told him, Your Excellency, Mr. Prime Minister, you remember I have been the mayor for 10 years. How comes mosques have not been burnt? How comes Somalis have not been evicted? Mr. Speaker, that is how Baba was. That is how firm he can stand with the minorities and people who are...
Order, Karoli.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, you know Karoli? Mr. Speaker, Karoli comes from Homa Bay.
Eulogize Baba.
We are eulogizing Baba. Karoli comes from Homa Bay, I come from Bigori. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude.
Order.
Let me conclude. Let me conclude. Let me conclude. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude.
Karoli. Order. Order, Karoli Omonde. Order. Order. Order, Karoli Omonde. Order, Karoli Omonde. Order, Karoli, you are being disorderly. Order. Order, Karoli Omondi. Order. We are eulogizing a great man. Order, Karoli Omondi. And the two of you, order, the two of you, Karoli and Junet, yours truly he has mentored you. Karoli, you know, you worked for me, and you are a decent young man. Junet, you know you have been my friend from 2007. You are a decent young man. Maintain that decency as we eulogize Baba. And no side shows. And the death of the Right Honorable Raila Odinga should not raise collateral passions on the floor of the House. Whatever there is between your neighboring counties, keep it out there. Yes.
I can conclude, because I was just narrating history,
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, but I
Yes.
conclude by saying that we have lost a great man, Mr. Speaker. May the Lord put his soul in eternal rest, Mr. Speaker. We will miss him, and that is, we will remember him, and his spirits will live with us for many, many years to come, Mr. Speaker. And for those whom he has wronged, forgive him, please. Because every human being is to err. And for those who committed crimes against him also who are here now, please return if there's anything you have done to his family or to himself. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
You beg to move.
I beg to reply, Mr. Speaker. I beg to reply, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Mureu, sorry, you have no chance. Order. First, what you asked me you want to do is of little relevance to this eulogy. You said you want to recite Harry Belafonte's Jamaica farewell. Order. Order. This is a House of Parliament, Millie. Order. Besides, you have already spoken to this motion. Honorable Mureu, everybody knows Harry Belafonte's song that Raila liked. And if you don't know, Harry Belafonte was a personal friend of mine. Harry Belafonte was the husband of the great Miriam Makeba. And Harry Belafonte was a great Jamaican that we all know and respect. You are reciting the song here does not invent anything. Let me now put the question at order number 9, which is that following the presidential proclamation issued on 15 October 2025 regarding the passing on of the Right Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga AGH, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, yes, then EGH, now CGH, posthumously, the former Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya, and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 259D1, the tributes of this House be recorded in honor of the late former Prime Minister's contribution in this House, his selfless service to the Republic and the continent of Africa, and for his role in promoting democracy, peace, and stability in Kenya and the region. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it, and I direct that the additional proceedings of this afternoon, and I direct further that you expunge the exchanges between Junet and Carol Omondi from the Hansard, be prepared and be put as an addendum to the Hansard record that I gave to Mama Ida at the funeral in Bondo, so that we can be able to give the leadership, Junet and Millie, the updated record to present to Mama Ida. Make sure you expunge the trivialities that were seen here between Carol Omondi and Junet Mohammed as to who was powerful, as to who was manipulating tickets, as to who was putting up an angle for a candidate, and all those have little to do with the stature of Raila Amolo Odinga. Next order.
Order number 10, motion, consideration of 10 regulations relating to the petroleum sector.
Gishimu, order, Millie, order. Gishimu, go on.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Registration on its consideration of 10 sets of regulations relating to petroleum sector laid on the table of the House Thursday, 16th October 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, and Standing Order 210 4B, announce in entirety the following regulations. 1, the petroleum business licensing and petroleum logistics facility construction permit regulations 2025, legal notice number 95 of 2025. 2, the petroleum licensing or petroleum road transportation business regulations 2025, legal notice number 96 of 2025. 3, the petroleum operating of common petroleum facilities regulations 2025, legal notice number 97 of 2025. 4, the petroleum information statistics regulations 2025, legal notice number 98 of 2025. 5, the petroleum lubricants facility construction and licensing regulations 2025, legal notice number 99 of 2025. 6, the petroleum retail dispensing site construction and licensing regulations 2025, legal notice number 100 of 2025. 7, the petroleum liquefied petroleum gas regulations 2025, legal notice number 101 of 2025. 8, the energy petroleum information and statistics revocation regulations 2025, legal notice number 102 of 2025. 9, the energy retail facility construction and licensing revocation regulations 2025, legal notice number 102 of 2025. And 10, the petroleum products quality management regulation 2025, legal notice number 104 of 2025. For failure, the reason is for failure to comply with the Statutory Instruments Act of Cap 2A. Honorable Speaker, this is a very straightforward motion because the only reason that the committee is seeking to have these regulations nullified is because they offend the provisions of Section 11, subsection 1 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, which provision, Honorable Speaker, require that a cabinet secretary in charge of statutory regulatory making authority shall submit regulation upon publication within 7 sitting days before the responsible clerk for tabling in Parliament. So these regulations, Honorable Speaker, all these regulations were published on the 30th May 2025, and they were submitted before the clerk of the National Assembly on the 11th July 2025, way beyond the requisite time of the 7 sitting days. So, Honorable Speaker, while the Committee on Delegated Registration is also mandated to look at the matters, public participation, the compliance with the Constitution and the Parent Act, the committee did not delve into those considerations because actually these regulations were brought before the House out of time. So that is the only reason, and I don't want to belabor because the committee has no powers to enlarge time within which to allow the regulation to be tabled before Parliament. Honourable Speaker, without belaboring the point, I beg to move, and I now call upon Honourable Member for Kathiani and the Deputy Minority Leader, Honourable Robert Mbui, to second. Honourable Speaker.
He looks surprised, but Member for Kathiani.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, I rise to second this motion. Madam Speaker, when dealing with the regulations, there is quite a lot of considerations that the Committee of Delegated Legislation makes. Madam Speaker, first and foremost, we always make sure that the regulations are constitutionally correct by checking them against our Constitution of Kenya 2010. We also check the regulations to make sure whether they are also they are aligned to the Parent Act. Madam Speaker, we also check the timelines because the Statutory Instruments Act has got timelines within which regulations are to be brought. We check whether there was enough public participation done when these regulations were being created. So basically, there's a lot of things that the Committee of Delegated Legislation checks. But some of the breaches, Madam Speaker, are things that some of the issues are things that could be debated between the committee and the regulatory making authority. But, Madam Speaker, there are some that are totally incurable. For example, in the matter of these particular regulations, Madam Speaker, they were presented out of time. So there was absolutely nothing that the committee could do. There was not even point of discussion. There was not even point of debate. There was not even point of the CS coming to make a presentation to the committee, because the fact that it was established that they were brought to the House outside the timelines that are provided in the Statutory Instruments Act, then therefore basically they were incurable. So, Madam Speaker, for that reason is why the committee made a decision that they must be annulled, all of them in entirety. Madam Speaker, the executive has to respect the rule of law, because when statutory instruments are being made, they must know that there is a law that this House must follow in order to deal with any statutory instrument. And that is why you find recently we had a problem with the CS for Treasury, because he makes circulars that have effect of law, and basically by strict reading of the Statutory Instruments Act are actually regulations, and then purports to be able to implement them without even a care about what this House thinks. And Madam Speaker, he makes a circular that contradicts the Parent Act, the one we call the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. So, Madam Speaker, this is something that the executive has to stop doing, because you must respect the rule of law. These are the things that our late Honorable Raila Odinga'S stood for. These are the things that members have been talking about since his passage. And so we must ask the executive to be careful, not to present things out of line, not to go against the law. Madam Speaker, today morning as a committee, and I'm speaking this as I conclude, we were to meet with the CS for education. And Madam Speaker, it is also about the same issue of circulars. Now, Madam Speaker, when a circular is given, and that circular has effect of law, it contradicts Article 94(5) of the Constitution, which, Madam Speaker, allow me to read, says, no person or body other than Parliament has the power to make provision having the force of law in Kenya, except under authority conferred by the Constitution or by legislation. So, Madam Speaker, I want to say that the executive must understand respect is two-way. We respect the executive, but they also have to respect the House. So with those few remarks, Madam Speaker, I second.
Very well. Honourable members, I therefore propose the question that this House adopts the report of the Committee on Delegated Legislation on its consideration of 10 sets of regulations relating to the petroleum sector laid on the table of the House on Thursday, 16th October 2025, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 18 of the Statutory Instruments Act, Cap 2A, and Standing Order 2104B, annuls in its entirety the following regulations. Number one, petroleum business licensing and petroleum logistics facility construction permit regulations, legal notice number 95 of 2025. Number two, the petroleum licensing of petroleum road transportation business regulations, legal notice number 98 of 2025. Number three, the petroleum operating of common petroleum facilities regulations, legal notice number 97 of 2025. Number four, the Petroleum Information and Statistics Regulations, legal notice number 98 of 2025. Number five, the Petroleum Lubricants Facility Construction and Licensing Regulations, legal notice number 99 of 2025. Number six, the Petroleum Retail Dispensing Site Construction and Licensing Regulations, legal notice number 100 of 2025. Number seven, the Petroleum Liquefied Petroleum Gas Regulations, legal notice number 101 of 2025. Number eight, the Energy Petroleum Information and Statistics Revocation Regulations, legal notice number 102 of 2025. Number nine, the Energy Retail Facility Construction and Licensing Revocation Regulations, legal notice number 103 of 2025. And finally, the Petroleum Products Quality Management Regulations, legal notice number 104 of 2025. Honorable Sunkuli.
Yeah, Madam Speaker, in support of this motion, I just want to urge the House to nullify these regulations. When these regulations were presented before our committee, there were two problems. One is that they were actually dead on arrival because they were not presented within the time that is required under the Statutory Instruments Act. So we did not open the regulations to actually look into them. And unfortunately, Madam Speaker, it seems that the executive wanted these regulations to pass by a fraction of time. Because if by tomorrow, actually, these regulations stand, they'll have the force of law without Parliament considering them. So it is very crucial that we actually reject them today so that the executive can republish them and come and defend them within the given time. Madam Speaker, I support.
Very well. Honourable members, I see some members who have cards on, but they are not in the House. Sanei, Wajir North, Yusuf Hassan, Honourable Ngusia, CNN. Are you willing to speak on this one? If not, Honourable Kagusha, Karoli.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. My contribution will not be about the procedural malfeasance that has been committed here or the contents of the regulations, but to ask a question that as a House, when a body that is entrusted under the laws made by this House to make regulations deliberately fails to submit them to this House within the statutory timelines, so that we can look at them. And those regulations, of course, we believe were not made in vain. There must have been some purpose or reasons behind them, raison d'etre, for the regulations, which now then cannot be achieved. Should we just annul, or should we as a House go further and reprimand? What action should we take so that this does not become a routine practice among executive agencies that we have entrusted to make subsidiary legislation on behalf of this House. I think we should not just annul and leave it there. We should annul and take some further action. Because we need to find out, why didn't they submit the regulations within the statutory timeline of 7 days? Why did they wait for 15 days? If they were made these regulations to achieve certain policy objectives. So I think there's a more fundamental question, just other than annulling as a matter of procedure. Because sometimes regulations are made to achieve certain specific purposes, and then because of malfeasance, a deliberate move is made to kill them, yeah, or to have them not come into effect. So as a House, we should really take this matter seriously. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Owen, Honourable Owen Bai.
I just want to first inform Council, a very learned friend, not a very learned man, I was told not to use learned friend, that he needs to move beyond that and amend the law so that we don't just throw them out, but that the law says that Parliament can also follow up by doing 1, 2, 3. But as it stands, the law is that we bring them here and just throw them out. And that's what the law says. And I think you're a good legislator, and the people of Suba North, South or North? South voted very well for you. And although Junet has very unpalatable words about you, but I think you're a great man. And please help this Parliament amend the law, okay, so that we'll be able to do further than. But, Honourable Speaker, I want to speak on the regulations that the committee is proposing, that we actually adopt the report to do away with this regulation. Honourable Speaker, I think it's very important. The reason why we pass law here, and law with a rider to say that the parent ministry will make regulations, is to give effect to the law, But when, Honourable Speaker, cabinet secretaries or ministry or department or sagas come and do regulations, they make you regulations, they want to sneak them behind Parliament, Honourable Speaker. It is very clear it is only Parliament that can make law, Honourable Speaker, but not any other body. And sometimes you realize that they sneak law and wait so that we don't know, so that the time passes, elapses, and therefore it becomes law. I want to tell those that have been given the opportunity by the President to serve in the capacity of cabinet secretaries, please do the duty that you are mandated by law. Create the required regulations, make the required regulations, and bring them to the House as fast as possible so that we can give effect to the law. Sometimes we have law that we cannot implement because regulations have not been done. You cannot operationalize the law very well because regulations have not been done, Honourable Speaker. I'll give you a good example, Madam Speaker, even as Mr. Gishimu tries to distract you from what I'm trying to say. Honourable Speaker, you remember the Fisheries Bill, the Fisheries Act. The Fisheries Act went into operation without regulations for many years, Honourable Speaker. And the fishermen in Kilifi, the fishermen in the coast, the fishermen in Nyanza, and the fishermen all over the country suffered just because a cabinet secretary failed to bring regulations. Regulations which were meant to actually to operationalize the law. What happened after having all this law for many years, Honourable Speaker, the court in Malindi actually declared that law unconstitutional because somebody failed to do his duty. So today we are here, sitting here, a total number of 10 set of regulations, Honourable Speaker, are being annulled here just because somebody did not do his job properly. It's a waste of time, waste of taxpayers' time, waste of taxpayers' money, and a waste of the industry. The petroleum sector is very important in this country. The petroleum industry, very important. One of the places that we must have regulations on time is the petroleum sector because it drives almost every part of the economy. But when a cabinet secretary does not do the right thing, and Parliament has now to quash all these 10 regulations, Honourable Speaker, just because somebody failed to do his duty, Honourable Speaker, that is despicable, and that should not happen in this country. And this Parliament, I want to tell them, this Parliament is awoke more than any other time. We see what they think we cannot see. and we discern what they think we cannot discern. And Honorable Speaker, I want to congratulate the committee for doing the right thing. And I want to say that the committee of delegation continue that way. And those cabinet secretary or people given mandate to develop subsidiary regulations must follow the law and do it properly, do it well, so that this country and the industries that they've been put in charge of can move forward. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I support.
Very well. Honorable CNN. Not on this. If there is no more interest on this, Member Fortetu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we have all been complaining, or maybe some of us in this House, about what we see as continued executive overreach, and especially cabinet secretaries, maybe even regulatory authorities, doing things that are clearly outside what they have been mandated in law. And Madam Speaker, this House has a duty ahead of it, and I like what the Deputy Majority Leader has said, that we are now woke more than any other time. And as a House, we must be alert to some of these executive decisions that are being sneaked time and again behind Parliament's back. If we are to redeem the image of this House, which you know, Madam Speaker, is at an all-time low in the eyes of Kenyans, where they see Parliament as a puppet of the executive, where they see Parliament as not, aligned to what is going on in the country, where they see Parliament as a rubber stamp. So it is very, very important that when we pick up these sort of issues, that then Parliament is seen to stamp its authority on this. So, Madam Speaker, I fully support. And I also support those who say that it should not end here. These sort of actions must have some sort of follow-up actions so that, as they say in Swahili, iwe funzo kwa wengine. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Very well. There being no more interest on this, I'll call the mover to reply.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. As I reply, I want to thank members who have contributed to this motion and supported. And I would like to indicate that the law limits us as Parliament through the Committee of Delegated Legislation to annul where regulations have been submitted out of the requisite time. And that also gives us a room as a Parliament or any other member who may wish to amend the law so that we can also reprimand where people or where the regulatory making authorities do not make or do not do what is required as per the law. And also, let me also correct what has been said by Honorable Member Fortetu. Actually, these regulations were not sneaked to Parliament. It's only that they were submitted out of the time required by the Statutory Instrument Act. So, Honorable Speaker, I thank you, and I also take this opportunity to thank the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk for facilitating the committee and all the members of the Committee on Delegated Legislation, led by the able Chair, Honorable Samuel Chepkonga, for the good coordination we are doing in that committee. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. And I beg to reply.
Very well, we shall defer the putting of the question. Before we go to the next order, under order number 11, we shall step down Roman 2, so we will be dealing with Roman 1 under order number 11.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members, we are now in the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024.
Clause 2.
Honorable members, I propose the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Has no amendment. I now put the question that Clause 2 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Title.
I propose the question that the title of the bill be the title of the bill. I now put the question that the title be the title of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 1.
I propose the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill. No amendment. I now put the question that Clause 1 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, we have come to the end of the Committee of the Whole on this bill. I will therefore call the mover to move reporting.
Thank you. Hon Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments.
I therefore put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments.
Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up. Amen, stand up, stand up.
Order members, allow me to retake that and put the question that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Rise, all rise.
Chairperson.
Interesting. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024, and approved the same without amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that this House agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024. I also request the Honorable Ngogoyo, yes, to second the motion.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. We have gone through the bill and we support it as it is. Thank you.
Second.
Oh.
Did you
Madam
second, Honorable
Speaker,
Member?
I rise to second. We have gone through the bill. We've exhausted debate, and we agree with the Committee of the Whole. Thank you.
Very well. Honorable members, I therefore propose the question that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Pyrethrum Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2024. So, honorable members, the putting of the question will be deferred to the next sitting. Next order.
Order number 12, the Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Bill, Senate Bill number 17 of 2023. Resumption of debate.
This was already moved by the Chair, Health Committee, who was on the floor.
Honorable Speaker, I beg that understanding order 90.
Wait, Honorable Mbaya. Honorable Fatuma had a balance of 5 minutes, but she's not in the House, so we'll continue with the debate. Honorable Owen, were you on this?
Yeah, I want to request you to call the mover to reply, because looking at the lapse of time, people may not even recall what this bill is about. But I think debate was done conclusively, and therefore, now that the Honorable Dr. Nyikal is here, he could reply and we move on. And this is a good bill, after all, Honorable Speaker. And I think by the we get to third reading.
Very well, you've made your point, Honorable Owen. Honorable members, allow me to put the question that the mover be called to reply. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover. Chairman for Health Committee.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish to first of all appreciate the members that contributed to this and the issues that they raised pertaining to this. And I also wish to appreciate the Senate members that actually brought this and the support that it came through in our committee. Honorable Speaker, this is an extremely important bill, because if you look at our health data, if you look at the indicators of health, this is the one area of the health sector where we still need a lot of work to do. If you look at our maternal mortality, it's actually still high, and with that, the perinatal mortality is equally high, both of which are indicating that we have problems in the area of antenatal care, delivery, and the care of children immediately after birth. Therefore, this bill is important, is actually addressing this, and therefore I expect that we will soon bring it to the committee of the whole House and make it eventually an act of Parliament. With that, Madam Speaker, I beg to reply.
Very well. We shall defer the putting of the question. Next order.
Order number 13, motion, consideration of sessional paper number 5 of 2024 on the National Green Fiscal Incentives Policy Framework.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Environment, Forestry and Mining. Not in the House. We shall defer that order. Next order.
Order number 14, the T Amendment Bill, Senate Bill number 1 of 2023, second reading.
Honorable Brighton Yegon.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to move the T Amendment Bill 2023, Senate Bill number 1 of 2023 for the second reading. The principal objective of this bill is to amend certain provisions of the Tea Act, Cap 343, to restructure the value chain, enhance transparency and accountability in the tea sales, improve grower earnings, promote value addition, and strengthen regulatory framework governing the tea industry in Kenya. Honorable Speaker, the bill aims to achieve this by providing for institutionalization of direct sales of tea, establish a direct settlement system to guarantee timely disbursement of tea proceeds to growers, incentivize the value addition of Kenyan tea by exempting certain categories of packaged tea from levy, devolve specific regulatory functions to county government, enhance the governance architecture of Tea Board of Kenya, and harmonize the statutory definitions of terminologies employed within the Tea Act to ensure legislative coherence and administrative clarity. Honorable Speaker, allow me to highlight some of the specific issues that the bill seeks to address. One is direct sales. The bill proposes to introduce provisions for direct sales of tea by allowing licensed factories to or entities to representing growers to engage in direct sales. Madam Speaker, tea proceeds management. The bill proposes to establish direct settlement system for depositing proceeds from direct sales of tea within 14 days after the auction. Number three, Madam Speaker, exemptions from the tea levy to incentivize value addition and diversification. The bill proposes to amend the existing law to exempt specialty and value-added teas packaged in certain quantities from the payment of the tea levy. Madam Speaker, number four is participation of factories in direct tea sales. The bill proposes to amend the existing laws to allow licensed factories to participate in direct sales in Kenyan or overseas, as well as tea auction. Honorable Speaker, the tea industry being a critical sector in the economy of this country, the Departmental Committee of Agriculture and Livestock conducted an elaborate public participation that involved